So the dollar meltdown and the final phase until the meltdown could be happening right now as we speak. It is Friday, August 11th. It's 8:12 a.m. And this is a crypto market update. And this is some serious stuff going on. So on the dollar, we're tracking this kind of pattern that's been playing out on the 4-hour chart, specifically in comparison to back here. It was like June 19th when we had that dip bring this up here to when we saw the meltdown in the dollar, July 7th to July 14th, 15th. And during this down period is when we saw XLM and XRP take off. And then we saw the rest of the market take off too. And then it was short lived because the dollar popped up. But what we're doing is we're doing the same thing. And let's just kind of do this and do that. So what we're doing right now is a bigger version of what we did back here. So the fall will be more dramatic and the rise in crypto will be more dramatic. And what we can pinpoint is we can look at this right here and we could say 1, because we got above the 0 line. That's step 1. But then we have our first hump, then 2, then 3, then 4. Keep in mind, these are 2 and 4 are above the 0 line. And then 5. And then on the 6th, we break that 0 line and we melt down in the dollar. Then we did it all over again because this works in cycles. 1, 2, above the 0 line. 3, 4, above the 0 line. 2 and 4, above the 0 line. 2 and 4, above the 0 line. And we just did 5. And what we were tracking last night in the group session and what we said was, hey, we think we're in this final phase. Since this is playing out bigger, it's going to look a little different, but the same concept stays. And we're at this kind of moment right here where we have our last little kind of push up, which is a lower high than the original. We do green in the MACD, we go back to red, go back to green, and then the next red that comes in and the cross down that happens is the last phase of the 5. Then we go down to break this on the 6. We have the green, the red, the green, lower high than this, and we're curling over. So we're in this literal phase right here, July 6th, in comparison to where we're at August 11th. And once we see this cross down and then it comes close to that 0 line, I believe it's going to break it and it's going to be the meltdown of the dollar and it will be the rise of crypto. And we have to kind of get rejected here because look at where we're at in the trend. Taking this trend line from back in November 2022, we found rejection. And on every kind of dip or lull in the market, it was always scary because the dollar would get to this trend line. I was like, is it going to break it and break up and kind of break everything? Rejection here, November 2022, we had the dollar fall, we had crypto's rise. March was the scary time in crypto. We saw the dollar fall, we saw crypto rise. June, scary time in crypto, we saw the dollar fall. And then here again, in July, saw dollar fall. Then this whole time in August, we've been up here riding this trend line like past times, and we got to see the dollar fall if we want to see a continuation of the uptrend in crypto. And with what I was just showing you on the lower time frames with the 4-hour chart and kind of the pattern playing out, we should be in that final phase and we should start to roll over here. And we have a narrative coming up August 22nd with the BRIC summit and the de-dollarization and everything. So I could totally see it being the case. We have a lot of stars lining up for that. And we should be on the final phase here. And it's always scary in the last phase. Then we have the bond yields right now. And we're on the 1-day chart. Right now, it's just going, the bond yields move relatively slow. We're still below that 786. We want to stay below there. If we do pop up though, I'm targeting this FIBMA as the level where we find a rejection point at. And that's coinciding with the previous high over here in October of 2022. So if that be the case, and then really ultimately, if we come down, we flip this super guppy back to red and we break the 200-day moving average, then I think we're going to come down to this gray right here, which is around 2.5%, coinciding with this low down here. So that's for the bond yields, the dollar. Looking at Bitcoin, we're on the 6-hour chart. We're holding this 200 moving average and the super guppy right now. If we do pull down, 29K is that level. If we do pull down even further, I'm targeting 27.7K to 27.5K. That's if we pull down. If anything, if we do pull down, just know that every single time we have those kind of capitulation moments, we just bounce right up back after and we go higher immediately. So that would be a buy the dip moment, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And we can gauge if that would happen if the dollar just kind of reverses and starts to rapidly spike. But right now, so far, so good. And from this low to the high here, yeah, we have the 786 sitting around that 29K level. Very critical level to hold as support. Even more critical holding where we're at right now, around 29.3K, 29.5K, preferably to get back above, to give this 200 moving average on the 6-hour chart another shot, which is above 30K. And ultimately us getting above 30,500 opens up the door to 31 to 32K. And breaking above that, I believe, would be the most bullish thing we could do. On the 1-day chart, we do have the momentum crossing up here on the TSI, but we need to see it get above the 0 line and the MACD stay green. Until then, we could roll over, then go up, but we need to see that 1 day get above the 0 line. So far, not there quite yet. If we go to the 12-hour chart, we're poking our head above right now, and we're starting to go sideways flatline. We do not want to cross back down. We want to see this be like zoop and go vertical. That's where we're at as far as Bitcoin goes. And looking at the super guppy, we're holding it as support, really getting back above this 1618 right here, around 29.7K. We can then start to flip the super guppy back around like this. Price comes up, we start to hold it, and we can see us give 31K another shot at that fib forecaster zone. And on the 12-hour chart, we have the 200 moving average and the fib forecaster overlap sitting as support. So really, we have a lot of support here. If we break it, I think it would be a quick wick down and then right back up to reclaim. And then we would shoot up to 30 to 31K rather quickly after that point, if that were to be the case, just like last times. So looking at the 3-day chart, we're still above the 0 line. We just need to see the 3-day cross up and then it's game on. We saw a golden cross happen. We have the 50 moving average on the 3-day coming up as support. And that's why we wouldn't want to break that 27.7, 27.5K level, because if we break that, we're breaking structure and that's not good. So that's a key level. So if we do wick down to there, I'm expecting an immediate bounce back up to reclaim, and then we go and give 32.4K a shot. So really looking at the 3-day chart and waiting for that cross up is going to be our telltale sign. But we're on the RSI level of previous times where we found rejection. Once we got above on the 3-day, that's when we went into our bull market, came back down, we dip below, right back up, dip below, right back up. So if we do dip below, I believe we come right back up. But right now we're holding it as key support. So that's Bitcoin. Looking at XRP, going on the 12-hour chart, we're at a key liquidity level right here. So 61 cents. If we break 61 cents, the next level is like 56 cents to 54.5 cents, that key level from all the way back here. So 60 cents is critical to hold, because if we don't, we're coming down to here, 54. So very critical that we hold that 60 cent level. Then this trend line coming down like that, we want to break above there. So getting back above 67 to 69 cents, even better 72 cents, would reclaim us back above these levels. That would give us a good shot of shooting up here and going for a round 2. And then looking at the similarities on the 12-hour chart to back here with the blue. So right before we shot up, we saw the stock RSI come up through that 50 line, come up through that 50 line, get up here, cross down once, get up here, cross down once. The next cross up on the 12-hour chart, and the 12-hour candle just closed. This cross up resulted in this big candle, and with the TSI crossing up as well too. So we could be at a moment where we could see a catalyst and news that something happened today where it could affect the market in a sense like it did about a month ago. And there's a lot of signs showing that it could be a nice positive move, but that doesn't mean we can't pull down like that first and then go, depending on what Bitcoin and the dollar does today and what the announcement is. So that's what I'm watching there. We do have a 12-hour buy now signal. Usually after a buy now, we come down, retest, and then we can go. And we could have already done that retest earlier. So it's key that we hold that 60 cent level and go into the 4-hour chart. We really want to see the stock RSI cross up on the 4-hour chart and the TSI to cross up. Because if we can get above the 4-hour TSI level of 0, then we can shoot up and go bullish. Ever since going below on July 22nd, we've been bearish in price action. Now we've got up to this point, we're going flat. So if we can just cross up, get above that 0 line like back here, it's game on. it's game on. So that's what I'm watching today. I hope you guys have a good Friday. It is 8:23 a.m. Friday, August 11th. We'll be watching the chart, so join the Discord. We'll be keeping people updated because if it's about to go on another round 2 big move, we're trying to strike on that. So if you are too, join the Discord, ask how you can get into Stargate Premium, and we'll get you suited up. So link is in the bio to join the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video.